Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Marie. So today I'm going to show you how to crochet a really pretty shell border on my little teddy bear blanket here. So you can of course make this border on any size blanket, but I am just going to make this small sample here to show you how to do it. So to begin, I'm going to make a round of the granny clusters all the way around my blanket. So I'm going to make a slip stitch into this next stitch of the first cluster and make a slip stitch into the next stitch and make a slip stitch into the next chain space. And then I'm going to chain 3. And the chain 3 will count as the first double crochet of the round. So next I will make 2 more double crochet into the first chain space. Then chain 1. And I will just make 3 double crochet into the next 2 chain spaces and chain 1 in between. And chain 1 again. And I've now reached this corner space here where I have 2 corners on each side. So I'm going to make 1 double crochet into the first corner space. Then I'm going to make a double crochet into this slip stitch here where we joined the 2 squares. And then I will make a double crochet into the next corner space. So these 3 double crochet will count as a granny cluster. Then I'm going to chain 1 and continue to make my granny clusters in exactly the same way along the side of my blanket. So just 3 double crochet into every chain space. And chain 1 in between. And just like before, into the corner space, I will make 1 double crochet, then double crochet into the slip stitch, and double crochet into the next corner space here on the other side. Then chain 1 and just continue across the side here of the blanket. And now that I've reached this last corner space, I'm just going to make 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet into the same space. So I will just chain 1 and make 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 more. Then chain 1. And I will just continue to make the next side here of my blanket exactly as I did the previous one. So just make your granny clusters as usual. And again, into the corner space here, I will just make 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet into the same space. Chain 1, and I will just continue to make the next side of my blanket exactly in the same way that I did the previous ones. And again into the last corner space, 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. And I will just finish the last side of my blanket here and meet you right here at the end. And here at the end, I will again just make 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet into the last corner space. Then chain 1, and I'm going to skip these, chain 3 here and make a slip stitch into the middle double crochet here of the cluster. So just insert, pull through the loop on the hook. And I'm now ready to make my shell border. So into this first chain space here, I'm going to make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, I will make a slip stitch into the middle stitch here of the cluster. So I will skip this first double crochet stitch and make a slip stitch into the next. Insert, pull through the loop on the hook. And again, I will make 5 double crochet into the next chain space. And again, skip the first double crochet and make a slip stitch into the next double crochet of this cluster. Insert, pull through the loop on the hook. And I'm just going to repeat this process all the way across this first side of the blanket. So again, 5 double crochet into the next chain space. Then skip 1 stitch and slip stitch into the next stitch. And repeat all the way across. And now that I've reached this corner space here, I'm just going to make a slip stitch again into the middle stitch of the cluster. And I will then make 7 double crochet into the corner space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then skip the next stitch, make a slip stitch into the middle stitch of the cluster. Insert, pull through, and I will just continue to crochet along the next side of my blanket in exactly the same way as the previous. So 5 double crochet into every chain space, then slip stitch into the middle stitch of the cluster. And repeat all the way across. So here at the corner space, I will again just make a slip stitch into the middle of the next cluster, and into the corner space, I will make 7 double crochet. And then slip stitch into this middle stitch of the next cluster. And again, for the sides of my blanket, I will just make 5 double crochet into each chain space and make a slip stitch into each middle of the clusters. So I will just continue to work my shells all the way around my blanket and meet you at the very end. I have now come all the way around my blanket, so I'm just going to make a slip stitch again into the middle of the cluster, and then I will make 5 double crochet into the very last chain space. And I will finish off with a slip stitch again into the middle of this first cluster. So insert, pull up a loop, pull through the loop on the hook, and I will fasten off my yarn. And I will just weave in my yarn tails on the back side of my blanket. And we are now all done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful. If you did, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for a lot more crocheting tutorials. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye bye.